all of my work is on the line for this one shot. Hope it works. What's up, guys? Brunsnick's back, and it's time for the first ever attempt at a NERF bowling ball. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the little whistlers out of the NERF football and put them into a bowling ball and see if I can get this thing whistling and striking down the lane. You want to check this out? Before we get into that, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. All right, let's see about this NERF bowling ball. So what do we have here? We have two different kinds of whistlers in these things. Let's take these out and check them out. These are kind of more oval shaped. Looks like there's three. So the whole idea is I want to drill out spots in here that I can fit these into the surface of the ball. As you can see, these are kind of below the surface of the ball and make a little run channel for the air. That's what I want to do. I grabbed two different kinds because I didn't know which kind I was going to need. For anybody that's had these as a kid, these are so fun. These ones are round, so maybe I'll go with the round ones and see. I don't know. Let's get right into this, right? So I just got to get these out of here. Oh, this is all one piece. Huh. All right. Yeah, this is one bar. Okay. Let's see what this one looks like. These, same thing? No way. These are just barbed in there. So it looks like this is all one piece. So we're going to have to get a knife here and just cut it out. Avert your eyes, everybody. All about the drama for this thing. Yeah, so we got the whistler part here. Looks like it's all just one piece. I'll probably, what's this, glued in? And just cut them right here. Cut them right here. Need some sharper knives. There we go. All right, so we got our whistlers. Don't know if they're gonna work or not, are they? But we'll put them in here. I have an idea. I think we'll put them kind of in the track area, like to start. Like I usually track right in here. So maybe I'll put one like right here. And then maybe I'll put one down here a little lower. So that's what we'll do. We'll work on these ones another time, I think. These ones are kind of more involved with getting them out. So got a lot more cutting to do. But we'll start with that. So the whole idea is we want this inset into the ball. We want this to go down and sit below the surface. So we got to drill two different holes. We'll measure this one, and then we'll measure the outer to make sure we have enough room. And then I also want to do that little run channel, which we'll grind out with a grinder. So let's get to it. So I chose the outer limits solid because it kind of reminds me of a NERF ball. It's got the brightest colors, and I want to take this to the outer limits. So not a whole lot of science involved with this. We'll go just 0, 0. Pick a spot into this thing here. Like I said, I track pretty much like right in here. So I want to get right up against it, I think, without hitting it off the spot. So we're going to go right here. That's a good spot right there. And we don't have to go that deep. We just got to get it in there far enough we can epoxy it in. Should be pretty good. See how far we went there. Yeah, plenty deep there. Too deep even, but don't matter. You can go as far as you want. We just have to glue that thing in. So that goes in fine right there, no problem, but we got to get this thing inset. So we'll go a little bit bigger with this guy, and we'll drill this just to get it below the surface. So we're talking like 1/4 inch tops, somewhere in there. See how this sits in there now. Almost. Just got to get it a little deeper. Take that out. There we go. It should be golden now. And when we get this in there, we're going to want to point it that way. Yeah, that's perfect. See, now I can get some epoxy in there. We can get some glue. And that thing's going to be sitting pretty. And then I'll be able to grind out the spots for the air to kind of go back and forth. Will this ball be legal? Absolutely freaking not. But we're having fun. Let's do the next one too. So here, we'll put the next one. How about below the thumb? Sound good? Sounds good. See the track. I can see how bow tie is right here. So maybe I put it right here and point it this way. Sure. Why not? Let's go close to the thumb. That's what we'll do. I'm going to put it right here. Good. Switch over to this guy. Beautiful. Okay. So before we glue these, I want to do the grinding of that area there. So let's get these out. And we're going to use a different tool for this thing. Okay. Got my trusty mandrel. So all we want to do is grind out some air channels. Just like that. That's pretty good right there. Not just a kid having fun at this point. All right, let's do the same for this one here. We're going to do a little grind. Okay. And we'll do the other side too. Let some air come out. Now we're cooking. Let's vacuum all that up. All right, let's get this back on the workbench. We'll get these things glued in. Okay, so we just want these to sit in. I could probably get away with just using regular glue because that quick dry glue I have, the thin stuff, works really, really well. I think it's going to work fine for this. What do you guys think? I say we test it. Maybe we'll just put this in there. We can always epoxy it later, right? Let's see if we can get some glue out of this guy. Oh yeah, that's what we'll do. This thing gets all over the place, huh? Get that glue off of there. Let's get some glue all the way around. This is my favorite kind of glue. I think that's going to be plenty because it's ultra thin, so it bonds like instant. You got to be careful with this stuff. If you don't use that tip, it just goes all over the place, let me tell you. All right, I think we got one in. Let's get the other one in then. Okay. So we get these turned this way now. Right there. This one sits a little deeper, but that's okay. Not worried about it. All right, let's get it glue. Nice thing about the thin glue too, it just gets everywhere you need it to go. That's a lot of glue. That's all right. We don't want this thing coming out, do we? So we'll just set that up, let it dry, and then we'll get it on the lanes for the ultimate test. You know, it seems like such a shame to only put the 2 whistlers in there when I have 2 different Nerf balls. It'd be a waste of a Nerf ball. So I'm going to go ahead and install all 5 whistlers and go from there. We got all 3 and they're all different size. So I wonder if that's for pitch. That's got to be for pitch, right? That's what I'm thinking. All right, we're going to install these into here. All right, this is the moment of truth, the science experiment, putting Nerf whistlers into a bowling ball all over the ball, as you can see. And I have the lane lights on, but I don't have the machines because I want to be able to hear it as best as possible. This is the moment of truth. All of my work is on the line for this one shot. Is it going to work? I don't know. I'm nervous. Hope it works. I didn't hear no whistle. I think I failed. I don't know. Let's play it back. I think maybe we need to get that ball back for a second try. Now it's flaring perfect. It's not hitting any of the spots. But I think my theory on the Nerf bowling ball isn't going to work without like Throwbot or something like that. Because you got to think about how fast do you throw a football? Way faster than you would a bowling ball. And the rotation when you spiral it, I don't know what that is. But it's obviously, I think, the speed that goes. So maybe I need to throw it harder. Is rotation not as important? I don't know. I'm going to try this one and throw it hard, I guess. I'll just start it left and throw it at the head pin as hard as I can with a little bit of rotation, not a lot. I gotta say, I am a little bit let down right now. You know, science, sometimes you fail. And I think, unfortunately, this is looking like an early failure. I got 5 whistlers in there. I destroyed 2 Nerf balls, which my dogs would have probably loved. And now, I have nothing to show for it except for a big failure. Okay, last attempt. I'm going to try to rev it as hard as I can and go coast to coast to give it the most amount of rotation that I possibly can put on a bowling ball. 3rd time's a charm? Maybe. I really wanted this to work, but unfortunately, it did not. Hope you guys still enjoyed this video on the NERF football. Let me know in the comments what I should have done different in order to get this thing to work, or if the physics just aren't there to create that whistle noise. Tell me how fast you throw a NERF football. Tell me how fast the rotation goes. I must have missed something. I thought in theory this would work just fine. Unfortunately, it did not. So drop me a comment on all that stuff. You know, not everything needs to be a failure. I've already attempted this ball. I've already tried this failed science experiment. How about one lucky subscriber is going to get picked? You need to subscribe to the channel. Put all your information in the Woo Box link down below. I will draw one lucky subscriber, sign this ball with a nice message, and ship it off to you, no problem. So you can have a little piece of memorabilia from the Brunsnick channel. So be sure to subscribe, check out the link, and win your Outer Limits failed NERF bowling ball. Talk to you guys in another video. Please subscribe to the channel. It's customary to just be like, that baby's not going anywhere, right? Oh,